Hi, and welcome to episode 12 of the TBGS podcast. I'm Sonja Wood, and today I'm going to continue sharing with you from our Shelves of Ambition mission. Thank you for joining me. You know, I always feel such a sense of huge privilege when it comes to sitting here in the sound booth and having this opportunity to speak to you, the person out there, who I probably do not even know and have never met. However, I can sit here and share this passion with you, the love of board games and playing board games. About that, continuing on from our theme of the year, being Shelves of Ambition, our recent plays have been Viticulture World, Under Falling Skies, Meadow, again, I shared about that in a previous podcast, Mechs versus Minions, and Tiny Epic Pirates. Tiny Epic Pirates. What a big game in a tiny box. By the time we've got it all laid out on, the cards from the box all laid out on the table, we see this beautiful board. It could almost be like a board, like a game board, a medium sort of size one, small to medium. I suppose that's all relative. But it's pretty, of the oceans and the islands and so on. The grid of cards makes this lovely board-looking display. So it looks good. And we also didn't expect to find little ships, which we used to sail around the ocean, collecting resources and putting them into the little slots on the ships. It is so satisfying. Well, that's if you don't have large hands, like James's hands, because it could get a bit fiddly. So I just put his resource cubes into his ship for him. Otherwise, it's likely that he will have a capsized ship. Well, more than likely, that's what we've experienced. Oh, I must tell you this funny story. We had a non-English speaking guest stay with us, and he saw a vehicle on its side as a result of an accident. And he said in his broken attempt of speaking English, which I must add was a lot better than if I tried to speak in his language. But anyway, on seeing the overturned vehicle, he said, "Oh my creepers, the truck has capsized." We had so many giggles when he tried to pick up the sayings that he heard, and then he tried to use them wherever he thought they would work. Anyway, back to the games. Which, by the way, the little story of the capsized trucks could be considered acceptable for this podcast and chatting about board games. Because isn't that just one of the wonderful aspects of this hobby? Meeting people from all over the world, learning about different cultures and sayings. And if not meeting them in person, we meet them via podcasts or videos and whatever other which way media offers. We're all inhabitants of the same sky. Excuse this weak transition to the next game I want to talk about, and that is Under Falling Skies. It may be that these tough times that we're all living in at the moment, it might feel like the sky's falling down sometimes. But we can play games. Even those games where the alien ships are advancing and we need to save the people of the planet. And all of a sudden, our own difficulties and our own difficult times seem to be out of our minds and far away because we're absorbed in the game. What fun. Well, we actually played Under Falling Skies as a co-op game, even though it's a solo game. We have fun playing it as a cooperative board game. It's a clever little game. You know, those games that keep your attention due to the intensity from beginning to end. You know all about those games? Well, that's what I experienced in Under Falling Skies. And to move on to a more peaceful and relaxing and beautiful and absolutely stunning artwork game, that would be Meadow. We really enjoy this game. The lovely country scenes, and it's got a very good mechanic, so that it makes the game really thoroughly enjoyable. You may have gathered by this stage that cooperative games are our favorite. We even turn solo games into cooperative board games. So you can imagine our delightful discovery of finding that Viticulture had an expansion to make it into a cooperative game. Viticulture World. We've played this one a few times recently and found it to be quite tough in the objective we need to reach. But the gameplay of enjoying the theme is still very, very much there, and that's what we focus on. With a good glass of red wine in hand We lose ourselves in the world of vineyards and winemaking. It's just wonderful and beautiful. I can't say the same about the next game that I want to tell you about that we've been playing from our shelves of ambition. This next one is rather intense, but it's also captivating and motivating and engaging. But I personally don't call it beautiful, like what I found in Meadow and Viticulture. But even so, it is such an exciting and different experience. I still have to put it out there as a definite win when it comes to losing yourself in a game, even though it's a tough one to beat. We win anyway, because we have fun. So I'm talking about Mechs versus Minions here. I must say, even though I do not experience beauty in this game, the production of every single piece is exceptional. The Mechs you used to play with are large-size minis. Oops, I suppose large could mean anything. So to be more precise, they stand about 7 or 8 centimeters tall. And they are so well made and painted. In fact, all the components in Mechs vs. Minions make the game an absolute masterpiece. So those are the games that we have been playing from our shelves of ambition, and every play has been better than the one before. So we continue to find this to be the best part of our mission, getting more familiar with each game and finding we enjoy it more and more with each play. Of course, there's this odd game. We might find the odd game that we play, and it does not even go to the shelves of ambition, but it goes straight to the abandoned shelf. Ouch, that sounds sad. But it happens. Not every single game is one that tickles our fancy, but those that do get our attention and therefore get time on the table, with us around the table. Isn't that the point? A good place to be, having fun. So I'm going to stop chatting now and say thank you so much for having this time with me. I am off to make tea.